Hey everyone, right now I'd like to talk to you about how to find really incredible, really amazing items for your live auction or your super silent auction, or even your silent auction, even as raffle prizes. And that's to use consignment companies. The one that I really like working with is based out of California. They're called Winspire. They have a website at winspireme.com. What these companies do is they have a team of professionals that go out and solicit the most amazing auction items that you could imagine. Hard to get Broadway tickets, centerline tickets to Super Bowl, private jet experiences, all kinds of really private yacht charters. Some very, very cool things. They're not all really super high end. They've got a broad catalog, a wide catalog, and you can see it right on their website. But how these consignment items work is they offer these items to nonprofit organizations. There is a cost associated. The nice thing is you don't pay for a consignment item until it has sold at your event. So here's how it works. Suppose that we're looking at tickets to a hard-to-get show in Broadway. It's a weekend package, New York, high-end hotel, airfare from any city in North America, nice dinners out, and your cost on that package may be $4,000. What you do is when you take this, you create what you call a minimum opening bid. And that's the minimum price that you're going to accept for that item at your auction event. I suggest that minimum opening bid be 20% of the value. 20% higher than your cost. So if it's a $4,000 cost to you, the minimum opening bid is $4,800. Hopefully, for a package like that for two people, you would get a lot more money than that. Suppose it sells for $5,000. You have made a $1,000 profit. So you're making the spread between the $5,000 and the $4,000 cost. At that point, once it's sold and the money's collected, then you're obligated to pay the company, the consignment company, for the item. So these work really, really well. The nice thing is, they're a great way to start procuring items for your event. Is go to one of these companies like winspireme.com, go through their online catalog, pick a couple of items that you think would appeal to your crowd, and use those as your lead items in your live auction. Now as you're going into the community to continue procuring items for your event, you can go to donors in the community and say, hey, we've already got a nice Super Bowl package, already have a nice New York weekend, and people know that you're going to have a really nice auction event. And sometimes when you have those really exciting items, suppose a Super Bowl package or whatever, that's going to help sell tickets, in theory anyway, to your event and encourage people to come out for what promises to be a really exciting evening. Now, don't overload consignment items. Don't get lazy. I suggest that no more than 20% max of your live auction. So if you're doing 10 items in your live auction, no more than 2 consignment items. 2 or 3 in your silent auction or your super silent is fine as well. And you can also use these consignment items for raffle prizes. But do check them out. They work really well. Just don't overdo them. There's no risk associated with consignment items. That's the nice thing. If they don't sell, you don't pay anybody anything. The other thing I really like about it, being a fundraising auctioneer, is I can double up on these items. And double up is a concept that works real well. This is something that cattle auctioneers can't do, auto auctioneers can't do, estate auctioneers can't do, because there's only one lot of cattle, one car, whatever. But at a fundraising auction, this is a technique I use all the time, is I've sold something for $5,000. I'll go to that second high bidder who had his or her hand up a moment earlier saying, I'll pay $4,500. I'll say, sir, ma'am, we have an identical package to the one we just sold for $5,000. We can double up. We can get you the same package. Would you like to take one as well for $5,000? 90% of the time, they'll say yes, bang, bang, and you've doubled up on that item. Works like a charm. And then let's talk about double ups for a second, because this is an important conversation. I think when you're out in the community soliciting items, where whoever is donating an item, you should ask them, if we happen to get, suppose that somebody owns a restaurant, they've given a nice dinner package, say if we happen to get a huge price for this item, would you consider allowing us to double up? Would you donate a second dinner? They can say one of two things, yes or no. And yes is the answer you want. If they say no, well, the next question is, if we were to sell a second dinner, would you consider offering it to us at half of your cost? You share the cost with us. Yes or no again. If it's no, then I would say, and I've done this many times, nice high-end restaurant in a particular city, you get a great price for it, I'll automatically take that double up, knowing that the organizers of the event can go and pay for the full cost of the dinner. Suppose you get a $5,000 for a steak dinner for 6 people, you can go and buy that dinner for probably $1,000. So double up's something to think about. Consignment's definitely something to think about to help generate extra revenue at your next fundraising auction event.